let's continue on with this, and this is the profit taking episode. And you only have so many opportunities to really take advantage of sweet profits. And is one of the times. It's November the 15th, the date we have just completed of 2017. Bitcoin price is in at 6,609, and they're about to go up to triple in the next month or the next 30 days. Of course, as a trader, you don't know that, but you want to make your decisions on a day to day level. And an ultimate crypto rally is going to happen just after that point completes. And this setup should have worked for almost any cross back then. You see Bitcoin prices going up. Whatever Bitcoin you're holding, good time to sell. You're in this stage right now of doing your early stages of it on the break of that thousand. Or if you're looking for a move to 13,000 like I was, let's just assume that's your target. So you get there, you're going to want to sell. But in this situation, what's going to happen is the altcoin, we'll take a look at what the dollar value is when we get to the middle of December. And then we'll take a look where it is in the middle of January. It's only going to be about 50 days from this worksheet. So we last bought GRS here at 2.6. Last traded the ratio at 2.48. So let's play these wild times. 224, 230, 314. Okay, so Bitcoin price up to 76.95. We got the ratio that broke that 310 number. What happened for it to break? This price went down from 3,000 to 25, which was the NEM, and the GRS, which we bought at 76.21, barely went up, but enough where we can make a ratio swap. Let's do such a thing. So we can evaluate what we own. You can always look for a trade back that you had. It's going to be selling this coin to buy this. So if we're doing a buyback, maybe we could be doing this 46,001. As far as the GRS, which you'd be selling that you own, close to 100,000. So 20,000 or so is 20%. So after accumulating 18,400, accumulating 22,000, let's dish out 20K and see what we can get on the other side. And it's going to be somewhere around 62, it looks like. Okay, there we have it. I'll take this one as the number. Okay, so that trade is done. Nothing too significantly large there. We got this up to 15 Bitcoin, now over 100K, 115, but it's going to get higher. You've got 3 Bitcoin stored in just that. Got the alts there, so you don't need to sell alts for Bitcoin. You got zero point 0.3 worth of US dollars, but you're expecting 13,000 and we're still twice that number away. Let's move on to the next day. So we'll put in 314 below here. So we're looking for a ratio move below 250, pretty much close to about or above 4. There's 280. Bitcoin's over 8,000 now, 272. 8,200 Bitcoin. And now we have nothing too significant. Closer to the 251 number. Bitcoin at 9,200 now. So you may be saying to yourself, you know what, let's do another small load of profit taking. Like, where do we stand here against the now 124,000? Just a nice little small increase. This is up to 13. So if you still got 3 Bitcoin and you're saying to yourself, even a quarter up to a half, you can easily handle to distribute out. What did we end up distributing last time? 0.35. So let's do maybe another small amount. Something you expect to be losing or hoping to be losing because you want to do better later on at 14,000, 15 kind of deal. But while we're getting closer to that number, let's do 92.79 as the price. And, well, that would be a little higher. Okay, so we get accumulate 2,776 more US dollars. So just part of the profit taking. You start with $100 and now you've already pulled back a 53, 54 spot. Now, granted, of course, you're going to be planning on price declines. If Bitcoin falls to 4,000, it's buy it kind of deal. But, and even for what it's worth, you might take all of it or some of it and use it for pure profit taking. Put it into precious metals, put it into your daily life, and just take it, throw it away from the crypto space and what have you. Okay, so that's that trade taken care of. Let's continue on with the next few days as we are going to be seeing Bitcoin prices really starting to rise here pretty shortly. 264, 258, 9,800 there. For Bitcoin, that is. Ratio up to 377 now. So we've seen it go down to 258, close to the 251 number, not quite. Intraday, maybe it might have been there and you could have got the trade. And then you would have gotten an upsell already. So you can see how that can work out where you could get more trades, but at the same point. Oh, I'm waiting to trade at 393. The day before I might have got 4. Then I'm doing it again. So it can work out in both ways, meaning here I'm going to get a really good trade. Bitcoin price is up to 11,250, which means it's near my target that I had. And it's not really my target, but the target somebody else said that I thought, yeah, I'm going to go with. So if you took any of my advice or whatever my numbers and said, yeah, my target's 3,000 because this one guy on the internet said it, then that's your target as well. So price action, seeing this go from 20. Okay, the NEM pretty much stayed flat. This went to 11.8. We got a trade here against Bitcoin that we don't need. So we don't want to trade this against Bitcoin until it goes like over 20. So just a regular ratio trade, owning 77,000. So that's like 16,000 or so for 20%. And it's a better move than that. So I'm going to do another 20,000 on such. Go for a little more aggressive of a play. That's 2 1/3 Bitcoin on the other side. That's massive. And within such, what am I going to be able to pick up here? Well, 100,000 would cost 2.45. So what's 92 cost? 2.26? Okay, how about 96? 2.36? Okay, how about 95.5? We'll go with it. Okay, so a trade has been completed there. Let's adjust the number here. We got $11,250 prices. Looking for a pierce above 13,000 probably. Ratio just hanging in there. There's 13,006. And you're looking at your Bitcoin, you're like, oh, I could sell some. I got 2.7. So at 13,623 is a price. I'd have to think you'd have to sell just a decent amount. And I own close to 2.7. So 20% of that would be zero point 0.5 even. And I did 0.3. Let's do negative 0.45. That's like 1.5 times more from before. So that would give me 6,100 extra on that level. And I know I didn't write it down the last time or this time, but what I'm going to write here is sell BTC. And if it's sell BTC, it's got to be to USD. I could write buy USD as well, but okay, let's continue on. 480 last trade, looking for a ratio switch. So price action now goes to 16. You're like, man, I wish I would have waited a day, but the ratio, wow. Okay, I'm playing the game Risk. I'm looking at my cards that are shown, and I got 3 different symbols that are different. That's good for a cash. I got cash. I'm making a big play here. Now, I want to sell Bitcoin again, but I'm going to accumulate more because, well, geez, I could probably get away with selling some NEM. It just went up a little bit. Against Bitcoin, that is. So let's see how that works. When was the last time I sold NEM against the dollar? I got no open orders. I got this one at like 14.98. Whatever. That's a dead order, especially at 4,000 quantity. And dead order means, yeah, you really want to fill what's worth hardly anything? Yeah, okay. And that's what's the whole point of playing this game. So therefore, it's going to be, when we look at this wallet, 313,000, now 18.9 Bitcoin. NEM worth 205,000. That's your vast majority. You really got to get rid of some of it. You own 320,000. I have to think at least 125,000 got to go. So I would be thinking maybe do something about maybe 140, go 70,000 twice. Because the amount we're going to get on the ratio flip here is going to be tremendously large. Because this went up from 24 to 38, and this went down from 11.8 to 62. That's the whole point of why I want to trade these coins together for days like this. But again, I want to do 70,000 more against Bitcoin. That would get me 2.69, of which some of it I'm going to sell right after I'm done selling it. I'm going to be buying US dollars. Now, what I might be doing is sending it to buying to my silver dealer, doing this, doing what I need to do to pay, maybe to pay off my car loan or something, stuff like that. Of course, I'm just going to put this in 0 because this one will be traded here. I'm going to put this in bold, and I need to put the other one in bold too that I didn't do in here. Actually, that was this buyback here, actually, technically speaking. That's what it looks like to me. Because I bought the US dollar here, and I just didn't unbold this. Okay. So I'd be looking, maybe I could have sold here, but maybe about 16, 20,000 I'd probably want to sell. But anyway, as it goes, let's complete this ratio swap. What does 32,000? Can I get at least that? Yes, 39,000. More, 42. More, 44. Not quite, 43. In that realm. That's close enough. Okay, so there we go. There's a trade. A big trade done. So now my NEM and GRS are worth close to the same. My Bitcoin numbers are up to 4.9, and I've gotten 11,000 US dollars, but that's just the start of where I want to go. Again, I want to buy some US dollars here. I own 4.9 Bitcoin. Half of that is, or 20% of that is a full Bitcoin. So then, let's go in here and say, let's double that 4.5 to 0.9. Price is pierced above. 16,600 is the price. So I would get about 14,900 US fiat debt notes. And in the game, maybe you're buying the tether. You hold it. Obviously, it's going to end up working out for you because the next time you're going to buy it back, the tether's still going to have value and be able to do that trick for you. 313,000 worth 18. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, last trade at 162 on the ratio. So now we're looking for 1.3 or 2, but technically speaking, we're probably looking for 1.1 or 2.4. Well, there's 2.56 on the next day. NEM goes down, GRS goes up. And that's exactly the follow-through that you were trying to get after what happened the day before. So now I can end up selling some of this GRS that I've accumulated up to. We can see it's worth a little bit more. Owning 100,000, I can easily get rid of over 20. 25,000. Those are easy numbers, I think, to be able to distribute out. Now you gain 42,000. You're not going to get anywhere near the 70,000 you got back because of the dynamic trade, the cash trade, if you will, but that's fine. If I go and say 24,000. Okay, we're doing it at 76.12. Let's buy some of this at 29.75. Which means the price is better than twice off, or this divided by that is like 2 point something, so I can maybe get like 50 something thousand back, maybe. More than that, 58. More than that, how about 60? More than that, how about 62? Almost that. Okay, so we'll do 61,100. That'll be close enough for me. That trade is completed. Now we still got this at 300. Bitcoin price is at 16,000. Let's continue on with this. Let's put 256 in here and play these wild market conditions. 260 the next day, Bitcoin barely falls. 216, not quite to your 205, but again, I might want better than that, like 180, 185. Price ratio stays the same. Now, not much happening here. Down to 199, that's below your number. What happened? GRS barely up. GRS, we're going from this point in here. I guess this bold has got me confused. We have this one up to 36 and this one down. So we can make a small swap back. We were able to gain 61,100 last time. Let's unload 48,100, see how many back we get on the other side. That would be a gain of like 13,000. That's better than 20%. That might be asking for too much, but we'll see. Can I get over that 24? Yeah, that's asking for too much. So let's go 51,100. Gain 10. And this is probably way too much. It is. That should work. 52,000 then. Yeah, I'll just keep it that way. Okay, so there's one trade. A gain of like 9,000 here. A gain of 2,000 there. We got this still at 1/3 of a mil, 20 bitcoins. And put this in bold and move on to the next ratio. Close to 2 is the last trade, so we're basically looking for under 1.5 or 2.7-ish area, I would be thinking just by looking at that. 204. Bitcoin price is up to 17.5. Not a spectacularly large higher price, but higher. Now 19. So maybe you just want to do a small sale because of the fact that it's 19,000. So buy or sell. But you don't want to do too much here. You only got 4 Bitcoin. So maybe you don't want to do it because of that. And you know what? Yeah, let's just not do it because of that. It's going to end up working out because your altcoins should be going up soon, that you're going to be just in that glorious opportunity to be able to do it. But let's continue on further. Because I'd even be looking for 22, 23 at this stage for just a little bit more of a sale when I look at it. 187, 229, 243, which is almost near that 250 number. As is that, even more so. 238, 223, 205, and again 205. But here's what's happened here. Maybe we should be paying attention, because you might be paying attention to this. These markets are both going up here. And it's probably just a good time to sell both coins. I mean, at 15,000, why didn't you do so here? So let's just do a sell both. Now that they're worth that much more, and Bitcoin still prices are still high. Now this is at almost a half a million, and this is at 34. The surge of your gains is in both of these, as we can see, as well. 400 of your 45 is in the 2 altcoins. So let's make some trades. You own 100,000. You could easily do 20%. 20% is like 40,000 easy taken off. So let's just say, let's take off about 20,000 GRS just for even 22,000. And then we'll do the same thing here. Well, 20% plus. You don't 190 or close to 200, so that's like 40,000-ish almost, maybe. So let's just do the 40 total flat. Put them both in bold. to indicate these are against Bitcoin. And we might as well sell more of that against the dollar because I just accumulated myself over 6 Bitcoin. I know the prices aren't as high, but they're still good at 14,108. And I know we're probably going to see soon that they are going to go back up. But I've now accumulated another 14,000 amongst this game. So not bad. See if we can bring this over $500,000 number higher. Still want to look to trade that ratio, but it's pretty much at that number from before. I can see 199 last trade, and we're pretty much at that number. Let's continue on. Stays at 2. Bitcoin at 13.9. 193. 178. Ratio starting to slip. It's making it slip. The GRS going down. 153. Now do I want to do a ratio flip? It's not that much of a move. So I'm going to say wait 1 day. Even if it goes like just a small move down, that might be enough. 5 points, eh? Okay, press my luck. Luck got pressed. Didn't work out that day. 159. 109. Okay. What happened to make a big NEM? Went up big to 11.6. So I'm probably going to want to do a double trade, meaning trade some NEM against the ratio. I'm definitely trading the ratio. That's just too big of a decline. Going from 2 to 1, that's a big play right there. Then I'm also going to want to be trading it against the Bitcoin. Let's just take a look at how much everything's worth. Now it's 578. The NEM is worth 254, the GRS 150, the dollar's worth 40,000, and the Bitcoin's worth 133. So definitely selling NEM into other things is definitely a play, and these two in here are lower. So let's trade some of it. Of the 150,000 and such a fantastic move up, I think selling at least 50,000 should be in order. That's 1/3. For the price action has went up from the 7,000 area to 11. I would probably want to go about even 60,000, 62. So when I look at this as far as where we were before in the ratio, if we're doing 62,000, let's just do a double, maybe 31. 31,000 here, 31,000 here. And we'll put the ratio trade on this one. So at 12,690, that means I'm going to get almost what I'm selling here, because at the price of 11.6 here, 12.6 there, I'd probably be able to get about 29 or so, 28.5. 28.2 maybe, 28.350. Close enough. And then we got another 3.6. So do I want to load some of that against the Bitcoin? What's the prices of Bitcoin doing? Let's just take a look at technical analysis just by looking at the prices in here. Okay, 14,000 is reasonable. It did come up from this 12. You own 12 Bitcoin, 2.7 value. So I have to think, yeah, you'd want to sell some. Probably at least 1 to 1.5. So let's do 1.25 maybe. That sounds good. It's bigger than the last one of 1. And we got a price point of 14,671, we'll call it. Another 18,000. All right then. So what will we be buying back? At 11,000, half off is like well, over 55. So probably around 55, and then that's going to make it easier to get this buyback, and then this one after that. This one here, I got 14 and I got 81, so half of that would be close to 7. So I'd probably think at least around 7,000 for a buyback there minimum is where I'd be looking to go towards. As far as buybacks on Bitcoin, well more than half off. So we've gotten up to so basically I'd be looking at 6,000 or 7,000 at this number. Let's continue on. 122. Bitcoin price is at 15.1. 111. And by the way, let's just change this in here and put it in correctly, move it a bit lower. See where we stand here. So 111, Bitcoin at 16.9. Tempted to do some, but I probably want to sell near the 20 number again and then like 28, 30. That's the numbers I'd be thinking realistically. 17.1, not much of an increase. Ratio still at 1. And 106, near last trade. 99, 104. So 94. So price action here, 92, 98. This is a bit lower. Really haven't gotten anywhere near that million mark, but we've been staying in that 500,000. That's good to see. Of course, the markets are going to start to go lower here on the altcoins if they haven't already topped. That's the best part. I'm not too sure what day in January we are, but let's continue on. 83, that's below the 87 number. What's the story on it? Well, 11.6 down to 88, 12.6 down to 73. So you'd have to be selling something lower for something that's down even much more lower. Now we were mentioning about buying GRS just at a lower price, the 73.54 a spot I want to go. Not really. I kind of want to go a little bit lower. And I think I'm going to press my luck for one day. It's barely below that 87. And I'm going to press my luck for one more because GRS went up a bit. The ratio barely goes up. 91. So continue to press my luck. Bitcoin's down to 11,000. 102. 104. 96. 95. And then now we're just going a long time without making a trade, passing on a trade before. Which, man, if I would have traded on this day, now I could have easily traded this day. But because I went for a better deal, I lost. I lose on this gain here. That's risk versus reward, part of the equation. 9,800 here, 7,800 here. So really no buybacks that way. Bitcoin, again, we're seeing 11,000 on the price of Bitcoin. I'm looking lower, like 6,000, like I stated at this time. So we got 98, 105. And then the GRS back down to 72. 106 is the ratio. And Bitcoin prices have went to 4 digits. So we've seen the top. Portfolio has now fallen to 285,000, worth 30 Bitcoin. Last trades again 11.6 and 14. Don't want to buy back at these levels yet. So let's continue on until... Okay, well that was 6,800, but like I was mentioning, it would have been 6,000 probably. I would have been looking at around 62 because that's 63. That would have been a key Fibonacci point from the lows of like 100 and some, like under 200 from like 2015 and the $20,000 high. So now 67 on the GRS. And the ratio is just not budging. And I mean, this happens to me in real life with a lot of coins just to the present. 120. Now the NEM is down to 53. So I suppose I could buy some NEM and, well, technically at 72.90. I still want a better price than that. So I'm going to again press my luck because it's barely a good ratio trade at 136. It's barely a good buyback. And I want a better price. 141. Okay, now do I want to trade the ratio? Buy the NAM. Let's press my luck some another day. 71. Let's press my luck again. Let's buy them both. So we're going to do 2 buybacks. This is fallen to 67. This is fallen to under 5. So that works out for buying here. That works out for buying here. So let's first get the NEM buyback in order. I mean, what a difference from here to here. So what I want to do is I want to profit a good percentage of that 3.6. I'm probably going to want to buy back at least around 2.5 to 2.6 worth. If I were to get back double, 62,000, I can see I'm not going to be able to quite do that. If I go for like a 53,000 score, I'd be gaining 1 Bitcoin. So let's just do 52,000, gain a hair more. I'm going to go for just a small gain here, maybe 30,000. Should be good because I should at least have around 2.5. Yeah, I can go for more, like 34. And I got a very good profit of close to 1 Bitcoin. Let's even do 32. A bit better of a profit over 1 Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm going to unbold this because that buyback is completed. Going to buy back that. And I wouldn't mind getting my final ratio trade done before the end of this video. Still looking for a move at 139. It's close. But I wouldn't mind seeing a spectacularly big difference like 160, 170 if I can get it. Or go down to 0.5, 0.6. 140. 142. 156. Do I settle for that? Yeah, let's do it. I don't mind selling something for a loss if it's. I mean, it does, I mean, I'm not caring about what this price is for the ratio. I'm caring about this 156 price. And the last time I traded the ratio, way back when here on this day here, was 109. It has now went up to 156. So then, and I'm getting close to getting this buyback here, but not quite. How many can I sell just by looking at the wallets? And the wallet's now down to 250,000. So we've lost half our value in dollars. 26 Bitcoin. And the ownership of the GRS is 140,000. We can see noticeably more here, noticeably more here. 20% of that is about 28,000. So therefore, selling 28,000 would get us a yield of 1.68. And with this price significantly lower, I'm guessing, what, 42-ish or so? A hair more. Okay, there we have it. So that will be the final trade in this video. When we continue further, we're going to be watching the decline and the decline of our bankroll. But as we see it from this point on, the ownership has the game starting with $100 investment. You're sitting back with 58,500. That is 585 times more. That is your cheapest. And look how balanced your 4 holdings are right now at this time. Maybe it's being a little bit admired by that. But anyway, your Bitcoin number, 6 3/4. Owning 65,000 worth. Your NEM totals, 182,000 worth 67,000. Your GRS at 112 and change, worth 65. You started with 0.22 Bitcoin. That's over 100 times higher. When you figure what everything is worth. Okay. So 182 and 112. Back in the day, many parts ago. Yeah, about 20,000 on each side. We'll just say 20 each, even though this was technically 16, and you've done even better on that level. 9 times higher on 20, and 6 times higher than 20. And that's not even discounting counting the fact of all of this in here. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.